Welcome to the northwest side of my roof. In this video I'm going to challenge what you think you know about solar panels. Yes, I'm terrible at lip syncing, but in this video I'm going to be using my own data that I've collected throughout 2024. A quick reminder for those of you who have been here before, and if you haven't, for those new, I've got 6 430 watt panels facing southeast on the front of my house, and I've got 16 430 watt panels on the rear of my house that face in northwest. So that brings me to a total of 9.46 kilowatt peak. It's linked up to a Sunsynk 8.8 kilowatt inverter, and it was all installed by Dorset Solar Solutions, which I highly recommend, and you can find a link to them in the description of this video. So throughout 2024, my solar panel system has generated 7,477 kilowatt hours, and that is from installation day on the 27th of January until today, which is the 17th of January. Now, you've seen this in my previous videos. The generation has far exceeded the forecast, and in this video I want to get into the why of that and really answer the question, are north-facing panels really worth it in the UK? As you can see, I've exceeded it for every month apart from the partial months, January and December. Okay, you've seen all of this before. We'll skip into the important bit in a minute. Generation's better than forecast. Here we go. This is the first slide, which for me is just staggering, and I've been itching to share this with people. My northwest facing panels generated over 5 megawatt hours this year, 5,004 kilowatt hours. Southeast, 2,473 kilowatt hours. So the surface area of solar panels on my roof, I've got 73% of the solar panel surface area on the northwest aspect and 27% on the southeast aspect. In contrast, not really much of a contrast, but 67% of my generation, the actual solar production, is from the northwest roof and 33% on the southeast. So you can see the southeast aspect has generated a little bit better than northwest, but not a huge amount. So if we break that down into a per panel production, my northwest panels, because there's 16 of them, have generated 312.75 kilowatt hours. And my southeast panels, there's only 6 of those, 412.17 kilowatt hours. Now, this is the graph that you've all been waiting for. And if you've gone back and you could have pieced together through all the videos, you would have seen all these numbers anyway. But look at the contrast. The orange bars are my northwest facing array, my northwest panels, my northwest roof, and the blue bars are my southeast roof. And you can see that back in February, we were nowhere near doubling the figure there. And then if we move through to June, when the sun is a lot higher in the sky, you can see we're comfortably over double the generation when we compare southeast versus northwest. So the gap definitely widens. The northwest panels have more of an advantage and more of a benefit in the summer months when we contrast them to southeast panels. Okay, pause that if you want to have a look at it anymore. I'm going to keep moving on. You know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Okay, let's get on with it. So what about the southeast shading? You know that I've got this front gable part there, and the sun comes round. It comes from this, the sun comes from the east from this direction, and it moves across and it goes down behind this roof. And so later in the day I get a little bit of shading. In the summer I found don't really get much shading at all, and the optimizers haven't done that much. But in the winter months the optimizers do a little bit. But you can see over the course of the year the optimizers have reclaimed a total of 60 kilowatt hours of energy. Not a huge amount, but I'm glad I went for the Tigo optimizers. It gave me the peace of mind to know that we were absolutely getting everything out of those panels that we possibly could. And it gives me panel by panel data, so I can see which ones have generated better than the other ones. So are the north facing panels worth it? Well, rule of thumb suggests that your north, if you've got perfectly north-south alignment, your north panels will generate 50% of what your south panels will. My northwest array produces 76% compared to southeast. Now, of course, I've got a big advantage. My southeast will never perform as well as south. Northwest will perform much better than north. But I hope that goes to show that over the course of the year, northwest panels perform a lot better than people will expect. So what about the cost? Was this financially worthwhile doing? When I crunched the numbers beforehand, I thought, yes, it's a no-brainer to put panels on that roof. Now I've got the data. Let me know what you think. So the original proposals for a southeast array with the inverter and the G98 or G99, like all of the stuff rolled in and scaffold and everything, I was looking at around £5,000 to put 6 panels on the front of the house. I didn't think that financially that was really viable, but as soon as I added on 16 panels on the rear of my house, there were already some sunken costs, and so it was about £5,000 to add 16 panels onto an existing system that had 6 on Southeast. Have I explained that at all in a clear way? I don't think so. I'm waffling a bit. But what I want to do to try and make this fair and level it up a little bit is I want to share some of the inverter costs and some of those admin costs and stuff and shift £1,000 of that away from my Southeast array over to my Northwest array. Okay, so we can share some of the costs a little bit. So let's presume and let's make the assumption that my Southeast array cost me £4,000 for installation and the Northwest array cost £6,000 for installation. And that brings us to a cost per panel of the Northwest roof of £375 per panel and the Southeast roof £667 per panel. How does this then translate into the performance kilowatts per kilowatt hours per pound, or pounds per kilowatt hour? £1.20 per kilowatt hour for the Northwest roof, what it's generated this year, and £1.62 for the Southeast roof. So this shows us a few interesting things. Of course, when you put up scaffold and you put 16 panels on one roof aspect and it's all flat and there's nothing in the way, it's going to be a lot cheaper to get you a lot more surface area. And if you've got a tricky front roof like mine and you've got less space to work with, you're still doing actually a similar amount of labour for both sides of the roof. As I watched the guys, I was kind of staggered actually how quickly they did the 16 panels, and that the 6 panels, it wasn't that much quicker. Okay, so why is the Northwest roof performing so well? Now, I think it comes up down to a few different things. Number one, I've got a pretty much ideal roof for it. My roof pitch is 30 degrees. I do get a bit of shading on my Northwest roof. That side of the property is fully surrounded by trees, but most of them are fairly low, so they only shade later in the day. The string size does affect startup voltage, and I've got a large string there, so that really helps to make sure that the array is starting up as early as it can in the morning and switching off as late as it can in the day. And diffused light is something that I think a lot of the modelling packages don't really account for. So on low light days, Northwest performs exactly the same as Southeast, and in fact quite often it outperforms Southeast, as I say, probably because of that large array and the early startup and the late shutdown. Okay, so the question I want to pose to all of you that are watching is, should you fit panels for the ideal orientation, or should you fit panels for the largest surfaced area? Sometimes many of us are paralyzed by perfection, and so we end up going, my house is no good for solar, my roof is no good for solar. And in fact, when I started this video series, the vast majority of comments said, don't bother, don't bother, don't bother, just fit batteries, just go with batteries. There was a real clear general consensus solar wasn't worth it on my property. I hope over the course of this year and 7.5 megawatt hours have gone to show that actually, yes, a suboptimal house can work. So coming very soon is going to be my battery system conclusion, whether home storage batteries will work. I've got a whole year of my consumption data or my solar generation data to feed into some modeling and to work out what's the optimum size, what's the payback, etc. As ever, if you're not with Octopus Energy, where have you been? I think they're the best, most innovative. They got great customer service. If you use my link, we both split £100. Originally, my forecast was looking like my payback would be 6 years, 8 months. Updating the modeling, and we are very quickly getting below 5 years. There's going to be the third video in this series is going to be about my payback. So the first one is about Northwest and if that was good. The second one is going to be about batteries, and the third one is going to be about the payback and the return on investment. Oh, you've heard this a million times. Let's skip that slide. Thank you to everyone who has followed the experiment this year. I hope it's been worth waiting for the final conclusion, and it goes to show you that yes, whatever orientation your roof is, I think it's worth covering with solar panels. The costs of solar are falling and the efficiency of panels is increasing. So the argument and the case is getting stronger and stronger. And once again, thank you to all of my channel members. You are all known as the Waffle members. And thank you for supporting the channel and all of the work that I do on here to try and bring you some real world data and to try and give some kind of evidence to some of my theories and some of my arguments. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should we go for option A or option B? Farewell until next month.